Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Fund Inspector here. Sorry for the lack of updates. I've been in Cambodia, and to say that the markets have not been eventful is an understatement. There's been a lot going on the past 2 weeks. I'm sure a lot of portfolios have been damaged. I'll get on to that when we're talking investments, baby. Anyway, being in Cambodia, it's been unbelievable. Was in a couple of places there, and the food, the people, everything was amazing. And Angkor Wat was up there with one of the best things I've ever seen with my own eyes in my life. So I'll get on, do a fund review, share some of the pictures probably midweek. What I'm going to do is, because I missed last week, I'm going to combine these 2 weeks, and you'll see why in a minute when I talk investments, baby, for what the fund inspector's been doing. So enough of everything, let's get to it. Let's talk investments, baby. As we can see here up in the top left, 10,900, so up about 9%. And you know why this is going to be a short update, and I'm combining both. Fund Inspector has not liked the markets whatsoever. Now, everybody will be aware of all these tariffs that Trump's imposing and saying that he's going to basically tariff every country. He's basically just upsetting the markets. Like, no investor, no pension fund, no big institution likes uncertainty, and he seems to be chopping and changing his decisions all the time. You know what they say is, if you elect a clown, then expect a circus. Now, there is some theories that he's actually doing this deliberately so that a lot of his mates can buy stock at cheaper prices. I don't know, I don't believe that. I genuinely do not think Donald Trump knows how tariffs work. He keeps saying that tariffs are going to be like paid by all these countries, when that isn't how a tariff actually works. So it makes me question if he even knows. Well, actually, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Tariffs get passed on to the end consumer. So what's going to happen with all these tariffs is everything in America is going to be a lot more expensive, and it's going to get passed on to the end American consumer. What that will do is that push up inflation. What will that mean is the Feds will probably need to increase interest rates, which are bad for equity markets. So it's not a good situation for the American people, to be honest. And trade wars are not good. You want free trade between all countries for mutual beneficial relationships. Now, Trump's going to feel the brunt of this, and he'll probably blame it on somebody else when it happens. But, you know, I suppose the only saving grace is that his mate Elon Musk is. If you think your portfolio's done bad, Tesla's down about 40% year to date. So in terms of his own personal net worth, it's dropped. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's quite significant. Like something like at least, I think it's at least like 70-80 billion dollars. So I think there's going to be continued Tesla boycotts. So we'll see what happens there. So what I've been doing, like I says, is the volatility. I've been sitting cash. I could have been putting into short positions, but what seems to be happening here is, and this is why I'm sitting in cash, right? Some people will say, oh, you're doing this wrong, Jamie, but it's because he keeps imposing the tariff, and then the next day he's saying, oh, you know what, actually no, if they meet these terms and conditions, the tariff will not going to happen, and then the markets go back up, and then it gets to the next day and says, actually, you know what, I'm going to impose this. So it's just basically like one day it's happening, the next day it's not, one day it's happening, the next day it's not. So there's far too much uncertainty for me to even place equity short positions in the market. So that's why I'm sitting in a bit of cash. So that's my rationale, really, because I don't know which way it's going to go. If I was making a strong sort of prediction for the rest of the year, I'm only running this until April, I would say that you're probably going to see a little bit of pushback. World markets are still only like a couple of percent down year to date. I think the MSCI World was like maybe down 2 or 3% because it had a strong January and February, and then it's completely like when at Trump's inauguration. So it's actually kind of back down, not too far off what it was at the start of the year. So I'm going to just keep it as is. Now, what I'm going to do is just give a brief update. I've got none of my stocks to talk through because, like I said, I sold them all. And that's actually worked out to be a good decision, because if I'd left them in, this 10,900 probably going to be down at like 9,900, 10,000, 10,100. it's going to be a big loss. So let's just get on to the. I'm going to just do this is more of a market update, by the way. So let's just get on to the SPY, right? So the SPY over the past month is down 10%. Like, so all these names like your Apples, your Microsofts, your Googles, everything's down about 7 or 8%, which is massive, to be honest. And then you've also got the Dow, which is sort of more sort of consumer staples. That's down roughly 8%, and if we actually look at sort of the technology sector, that's down like 11%. So it's not been great over the past month, and I actually think that this is going to get probably worse with Trump, because I don't think he actually understands the economics here. Honestly, I don't. Now, what we can see here is global equity funds see declining demand because of the escalating trade tensions, right? And I just wanted to just show you something, because I'd done a fund review on it the other week, right? And I think this is quite interesting, because I've seen it, because I've done a review in the ARK Innovation Fund, Cathie Wood's fund. She manages, I can't remember what it was, like 6 or 7 billion USD. Look what she's been down in the past month. Let's see, down 25%, and that's because she's got a large stake in Tesla and a lot of the high-tech growth names. Year to date, she's down 18%. So, guys, all I'm saying is Cathie Wood's lost 18%. She's lost probably like 1.2 billion US dollars in the past since the start of this year. Fund Inspector's done 9%. I should be the one getting these big paychecks off the ARK Innovation Fund, managing their portfolio. Jokes aside, no, that is shocking. Really is. And that is kind of my market update, right? So what we're going to do into next week, I'm going to just sit in the cash at the moment, and I'm going to, how long are we in? 6 minutes into the video. So let me just talk through maybe some of the names that I still really like. And I always say Microsoft at 381. See if you're investing here for the long term. So see if you've got a portfolio that you're looking to hold for at least 10 years. It's probably not the worst to start maybe try to buy into these names and keep them just for the long term and don't look at them. So Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, even like Alphabet, all of these big blue chip equity names, some people view it as they're on sale. I still think there's a little bit more to go, to be honest. But to be honest, if you're building a long-term position, it's probably not the worst idea to start maybe buying some of this now and just buying into it every month. Always try and average out your, what you're investing in. So I think if Alphabet gets down to like the 120 mark, I'm going to absolutely hammer it. If Microsoft gets down to like the 340, 330 mark, so another $50, another about 15%, then I'm going to hammer it. And then like you've also got a lot of names. Let's see what else you've got here. Broadcom's done that, it's not too bad. Yeah, your Walmart looks to be okay. Let's see what Walmart's doing it. Down 17% over the month. Okay. So Walmart's going to be really impacted with these tariffs, because obviously they import a lot of goods going to get sold. So let me just have a look at the chart here. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, that's down big time. 84.40. It's going to make grocery shopping in America a little bit more expensive. So maybe I want to watch. I would like to quite get into Walmart and Costco. So I just think this is only like the start of it. I think things are probably going to get worse. So I wouldn't be too optimistic. We've had a big bull run, so there's due to be a correction. And I think the economics here at play just isn't good. So wouldn't be surprised to see the world indices maybe drop over the next 6 months, maybe another 10 to 15%. That's my prediction. I'm a lot more bearish than I'm bullish, as I say. So just keep an eye on things. What I would say at the moment is if you are investing, be very aware of the markets, and I wouldn't be lumping individual stocks here, long especially. What I would be doing is I would be trying to average into it, pick up some of the names. If you think a discount, if it drops more, buy more. And over time, if you're investing for the long run, I wouldn't be too upset, because if you're going over a 10-year period, think how many things that have happened in the past 10 years that have like basically crashed. Like you had COVID that basically crashed the markets. You had 2022, which was terrible. So a lot of these things will just will happen. Anyway, that's been the update. Not really anything in the portfolio, more a market update. I will be keeping a little, mostly cash at the moment, and if I'm going to enter back into the market, I'm not going to put the 10.9 in. I'm going to probably put just edge in maybe 3 or 4k. Alright, been the fund inspector. Keep talking investments, maybe like, comment, share, all that, and I'll see you all later.